Shemai GTA fans, the Bravado Verlierer is on offer at 417,000. This is an underrated car. That means you must buy it. No, it doesn't. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what it's like, what it's all about. It's based on the TVR Sagaris, and it's also based on another car as well that I can't pronounce. But I've upgraded all of the armor and all of the brakes just for you guys. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make it look more like a TVR perhaps than it already does, which it does look like a TVR. It's not my favorite TVR, but it is a TVR. Here's the bumpers. The split, that looks nice, looks kind of nice, but not quite right. I think the stock is the way to go if you want to look like the kind of original. So it has these big vents here, so that's nice. Carbon we don't want. No, we're happy with that. I mean, this is too much. The GT bumper, it looks nice, but I don't think it suits the period. Even the sports variety, I mean, by sports, I mean the race variety of the Sagaris didn't look like this. It looked a bit more like that. So we're going to stick with stock for that reason. Let's do a budget build. Why not? Engine, yeah, engine upgrades are all done. Exhausts, I can't. No, it has this big chubby exhaust at the back. I'm trying to look at my images, and it had two massive exhausts at the back here from the looks of it that stuck out the side. So not that and not that. The stock exhaust doesn't do it justice either. I think what everyone seems to go to for is the race exhaust, and that is the best looking one. I'll give them that, so it's worth the money. Race fenders. Now the Sagaris had a lot of vents to cool the engine because it was meant to be as stock a race car for the track. Now these look nice, so we do have race vents. They look kind of nice. I'm not sure if they're right, but let's do it. Every other YouTuber, I've been watching a few, doesn't put them on, so for that reason I'm putting them on. No other reason. Secondary hood vent might look nice actually. I'm almost tempted to go for secondary, just for the crack, but let's go for vented hood. Let's have a look at the others though. I went through that pretty quick, but the ram air hood just does not suit it whatsoever. I'm just looking to make sure. Yeah, I don't see any TVRs with the ram air hood, so it just doesn't look right. So I'm not going to put that on. Horn, lights, loss prevention, mirrors. So we can colour up the mirrors, colour coded, with the body. You can put them black. You can have those ones on stalks as well, but we're going to leave them stock because we quite like that. Plate, I'm not sure yet, but respray. This is the big one. So, primary colour. We are going to go metallic, right? You ready for this? Because people on the YouTube comments said this is a colour that's associated with TVR, which, having Googled a few pictures, it is actually. But it's not a colour that I remember because I didn't live too far away from the factory, the first factory, the one that was came from the original company that was founded in 1946 by a guy called Trevor. It was called Trevor, and that's where TVR comes from. It was called Trev Cars initially, but they were doing just general welding and engineering work. But then they went into building cars and specifically race cars, and that's how it became TVR. Now the dark green would work nice with that. We could do an opposite kind of look to it. I've seen cars that look a bit like that with the dark green. I like that. But the racing green is probably the one to go for if we're going for a green build. But we're not. We're going to go for a purple one. I'm not sure this is right, to be quite honest. But I'm going to go for the purple because this guy on YouTube said purple. I've probably gone through it already because I got excited in the history of it. So shafter purple, maybe darker than that, not midnight. Bright purple, that's the one to go for, definitely. Pearlescent, so we want a green pearlescent. Let's just go straight to the greens. Brown beechwood, doobie-doobie-doo, midnight. There's some nice looking ones for sure. I'm not sure how green is going to look on this, whether I'm going to get the look that I want. Red looks good. That does look good. You could do red easily. Looks great. I want to do red now. I don't want to do green. I think it's going to look wrong. But this is the signature colour, so for that reason we're going to see. Look, it's not really showing. Oh, what the hell? That's rubbish. It's not showing the way it should be. Racing green, maybe lime green will show up. It normally does. Bright green. Where's the lime green? There's the lime green, and that's not really it. Maybe it is. Maybe it is it. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll wang it on because that is their best bet for a green, I think. If we don't put it on, we're not going to have anything on. I prefer the red, but I'm going to go with it. I've got the secondary being this kind of lime green as well. Secondary colour, so I'll show you what that does. So it colours up the calipers, the brake calipers as well. So that is pretty awesome. I like that, but we're going to keep with green because the green goes with the purple, and then it's a theme. So actually, let's have a look at what else do we want? Secondary color? No, no, no. Let's have a look. What else? Roll cage. So you can do a race build, put a roll cage in, but we're not going to do a race build. I'd like the lime green one if we were going to do that, and it does look pretty awesome. I'm almost tempted to wang it in just for the hell of it. Shall I do it? It looks better. Look at underneath the bonnet. There's some green there as well. It looks better with the roll cage. This is wrong. By the way, this is wrong. We're not really doing a race build. This I appreciate that's wrong, but it looks nice. It's not a race build, but look at the detail. It says Verlierer there. That's pretty awesome. We're not going to put skirts on. Maybe we are now. Yeah, let's put skirts on. It's a race. We're doing a semi-race build. Now, spoilers here. The best one to go for is probably this one, or this green one. Green actually looks a bit too much now. I like this one as well, but the single strut is original, and I'm not sure if that works. These are probably maybe they're a bit too wide. Actually, I quite like them. I think they work in a way. But I'm going to go for 0 because it just ruins the look of the car. Suspension, we are also going to go and drop it. Sort of sport suspension, that's as low as it goes. Where's our race suspension? This car was built to just generally race. That's what it was made for. We're going to do a budget kind of build. So let's get some stock rims and see what we can find to really show off that caliper more than anything. So this might work. The shadow. We don't want anything too chub. Super G. Let's have a look. Something that looks like what you might have found on the real car. So something maybe like that. We need a 5-spoke or a 6-spoke. So that might do it. A bit too chubby though. Have we got any others? Any nice ones? Any mighty fat? Now that would do it. That would certainly do the job. The carbon. I don't like carbon. I never go for carbon. I was going to colour these white. I never go for carbon, but it's got a nice look to it. I like those. I'm gonna do it. And I prefer to have the option to colour them up, but those just look mean. What else have we got? Right. So wheel colour, we can colour them up, and this only colours the hub, so it's not brilliant. I'm not going to get any value for that. But I'm going to do the tyre design, custom tyres, of course, because it's a fancy kind of a numpty that just races at the weekend. We're going to go for a purple smoke, really, maybe green. Green will do it. Yeah, green. And finally, windows. This is interesting because you colour up the windows, so I do want to go limo for sure. But it also colours up the lights. You see? But we're still going to do it anyway. It might be wrong. It might not be right. But I don't think it looks bad. And that is our final build in the kind of TVR look. This is mighty fine. I'm just looking at the wings, trying to figure that out. But I like it without a spoiler. Now this looks great, doesn't it? Let's just go back a bit there. Let's get the view back a little bit. Just take a look at the Pearlescent. So this is what TVR was known for, but bear in mind I'm from the UK and TVR had a base over in, I think they built cars out in New York. So it will have been a different market, and the cars you see at car shows aren't really the cars you see coming out of the TVR factory, which used to be down the road. So very nice cars indeed. Oh, I'm smashing it. I'm quite happy with the look to this as well. For 400 grand, it's an absolute bargain. So is it worth it? The answer is yes. The question you've got to ask yourself is, do you like the look of this car? It's just for a car for driving around with, a nice car. That's what it's all about. And I think this build is pretty nice. One other thing about TVRs as well was the engines. The engine noise was awesome. I was more of a fan of the Griffith and the Cerberus rather than the Sagaris, which was an earlier one, but yeah, nevertheless, they all had a unique kind of look to them. Like the rear of the car looks a bit more like there's a different car, except for the lights. The lights look quite similar. So overall, it's a great looking car, and I think it's the only TVR option in the game. If you're a fan of TVRs, they've gone bankrupt now, so yeah, they won't be building any more of them. Although some people in Blackpool, some dodgy people, have the license to build kit cars from, I think it's this car as well, the Sagaris. Alright, let's talk about how it drives. I'm not going to do a race performance video, more like I just don't really, it's more because I don't have the time, but just from looking at other people's videos, from the feel of this car, it's not going to be a contender in races in the sport. It's in the sports class, rear wheel drive. It feels nice. It just it does have a bit of an understeer, as many cars do, but nevertheless you can manage to get around it, I suppose. Get good for power sliding though. Naturally, it would have more traction with the wing on the spoiler, so that would help out a lot. But overall, it's a good value car. If you want to get a TVR, this is the car to go for. I've put that roll cage in. I can't even see it now because of the tinted window, so that's why I shouldn't have put it in. So there we go, lesson learnt. Just don't use the roll cage, kids. This is where the car is going to end up. I think I'm going to home it in my garage there. But actually, let's put it in. Let's put it in, and so let's have a think about the history of this car. So they've stopped trading, and it unfortunately doesn't exist anymore as a car, as a production car, really, as a company. But they are some of the nicest custom race cars that were ever built. They just look great. They had a kind of look to them similar to the front end of this TVR, a lot of them. So there's a lot of similarities, and they've been around for a long time, since the 1946. So they're classics. It's for that reason. That's another reason why you might want to buy this car. It is an absolute classic, a real gem of a car, I think. Let's have a look at the doors as well. What else do you get for your money? So where are we? Vehicle access, everyone. Vehicle doors, all. Just to show you the engine. Now it should be a V6 or a V8 or something, but it seems to have a V12 in. But I'm not complaining. It looks awesome. Look at that for an engine. For 400 grand, that is an absolute bargain to get that level of detail. You also have a boot that lifts up as well as a bonnet, so you get a lot for your money. A lot for your money. It's an absolute bargain. It's fun to drive around as well. Oh, what the hell? I don't know where my menus are. Vehicles. It's fun to drive around, and yeah, it's not competitive in races. I've already said that, but it's just a mighty fine car. It's just a bit of enjoyment for your. Now the holiday season's over. Now we're going back to work. You want to have a bit of fun. You want to get a handbrake on and whoa! You don't want to do that. Come on, you see that? But look at the vents. You can see the tires through the vents. That is nice. I like that. This is a great car. Lots of quite a bit of customization. It's not a dead end with regards to customization as well. I think you are pretty much a slave to the style of the car. If you don't like the look of the car as it is now, I don't think you're going to like it with the customization. It's more a case of a few little details that some people might like to add, rather than an absolute game changer with the level of the kind of new cars that are coming out today. But you can make an awesome build. You can make it for cheap money. And yeah, you have to get it for fun. Other cars, you've got the Cascador. I can't remember the name of that car. I do actually like it. It's got much less customization than this. You've also got the Corvette, the classic Corvette Convertible. You can make it convertible. The Coquette Blackfin. Now that is a favourite of mine. It's a muscle car as well, so it does wheelies. So I would think that's a better engine sound than this as well. So, but it's not on offer. It's not on discounts. So this should be 700 grand. It's 417 grand. So yeah, it's worth getting for the engine sounds, for the style, and for the power slides and the overall fun you're going to get out of it. Anyway, that's what's on offer. So if that's been useful, do drop a like and a subscribe. Give me your comments on what your thoughts are about this car. Do you like it? Are you going to buy it? Have you bought it? Have you raced it? I might do a race performance for sometime in the future, but for now, this is all we're going to get, and yeah, happy with the purchase. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day and a great start to the working week. Thank you.